participants are joining?
Sure, sir, sure.
So, Ibrahim, hi, good morning. Manish Gupta this side. We will start just within 2 or 3 minutes. Hi, Abhijit. Can you please mute your mic? Yeah, hi all. Once again, a very good morning. Manish Gupta this side from GuiNet. So, first of all, thank you for joining us today. As you know, the session is focused on one of the most powerful tools in modern network security, the Palo Alto Next Generation Firewall. And definitely we have the Rohit sir, our expert. So Rohit sir will take care of other things. Rohit sir, please.
Yes, sir. Sure. So, guys, am I audible? My voice is clear, right? Can anyone confirm?
Yes.
Okay. So, first of all, very good morning to all of you. This side, my name is Rohit Dev, and I have more than 10 years of experience in handling network security, next generation firewalls. Okay. That is Palo Alto, 48 checkpoint, all those firewalls. And I have worked on multiple tools in network security, including like proxies, email security gateways. Okay. So today our agenda is to discuss the Palo Alto on the training module that we are going to cover with this training module, right? What are the topics we are going to cover here and how it will be gonna. Okay. So let me first share my screen. Let me know if it's visible. So guys, so please mute yourself. I'm getting some background noise. Sunil, okay, you are muted. Okay, guys, please mute yourself. Okay. Let me share my screen and let me know once it's visible to you guys. Is it visible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, guys, first of all, very welcome to all to the GuiNet Technologies. We are starting the Palo Alto training module here. right? So today we will see what are the topics that we will cover with this training module, okay? And how this training session will be happen, or what you will get apart from the training live session, okay? So let's start. This is our course structure. If you will see here, we have a dedicated, like we are going to cover this. Guys, please mute yourself.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Please, Rajendra ji, Sunil ji, please mute your mic. Guys, please mute your mics.
Guys, please
Thank you
mute
so much.
yourself. Okay. So guys, I was talking about this course structure. Okay, so first of all, let's discuss about the course duration. So first of all, this course will be a weekend batch. Okay, and this is gonna take more than 22 plus months. Okay, so initially it will be slow, like 1 hour, and then we will take a pace. Once it will get to fully paced, then we will take 2 to 2.5 hours of weekend batch, right? So it will gonna take 2 plus months of training, okay, and it will gonna take around 30 plus of hours of training, okay. So training methodology, if you will see here, we are going to cover this training in a online mode, right? So I'll be your instructor for this training module, okay. And what else you will get? You will get the 24 by 7 hands-on lab practice with me, right? So once you will enrolled for this program, so you will get a lab access, like you will get a public IP, and then you will get a user ID and credential. With those credential, you can log in from anywhere. You do not need to take care about the hardwares and the resources, right? So you can run the labs and you can do the practice with me. Okay, so we are going to cover everything practically based on the live scenario. What are the things I have understood in my career, in my experience, I will gonna share with you guys. Okay, all the topologies, all the all the possible whatever scenarios I have gone through or what I have designed in my previous experience, so I will share with you. Okay, we will build everything from scratch in my lab. Okay, so here is our training module. If you will see here, our training module is divided in a total 12 parts, right? So first is all about our Palo Alto platforms and architecture, right? So here in this module, we will talk about the different type of models available with the Palo Alto firewall, okay? And the architecture means how the Palo Alto firewall works, right? What is its architecture? How it is different from the other next generation firewall? How it is standing out of the box, right? Why it is so popular in the market, right? So all these things we will see in this training module. What is the architectural behavior once any packet received by the firewall? So how it is being handled by the firewall, right? So how Palo Alto firewall stands out from the all other firewall because of its handling procedure, right? So that we will gonna understand in this module. And then we have a dedicated session for the initial configuration. Here we will build our lab from the scratch. We will deploy a firewall and we will see how we can take the first time access of the firewall, how we can configure the management interface, how to assign the IP addresses, right? How to perform the interface configuration, how to assign the management IP, right? All those things we will see in initial configurations. Okay, then we have a security and the net policies. Here we will see how we can configure the net security policies. Okay, as you guys must be aware about this Palo Alto network firewall, this is a zone-based firewall, right? So we will be having a different kind of zones, LAN zone, WAN zone, DMZ zone. So we will see how we can create the security policy based on the zones, right? What is the net concept in the Palo Alto firewall, right? What is source net? What is destination net? In which scenario you will use the source netting? In which scenario you will be using destination net? Okay, what are the different types of destination net that we will talk about in this module, right? What is dual net? What is U-turn net? All those things we will cover in this module, right? Then we have a application ID feature, that is a next generation firewall feature, right? So we will see how we can control the traffic based on the application control, right? Based on the application identification, right? And how you can create the application based security policies, or how you can control the traffic based on the application signatures. Okay, So how you can group the applications, all those things we will discuss here. Or what is the operational fundamental working of the working principle of the Palo Alto Firewall with the application ID, that we will discuss here, right? How Palo Alto Firewall behaves with the application ID, right? How it identifies the application. Everything we will discuss in this module. Then we have a content ID. In content ID, we will be discussing about the next generation firewall features. Okay, those are the antivirus profiles. Okay, and the vulnerability profiles, URL filtering, data filtering, all those things we will cover in the content ID, right? Then we have a file blocking and wildfire. So in file blocking, we will see how you can block the files, right? If any LAN user wants to go to the WAN site or the global network, he is downloading or uploading some data, and you want to control the any kind of files, like you want that PDF should not be downloaded or XML should not be uploaded. So we will see how we can control those type of scenarios with the help of the next generation firewall or in our Palo Alto firewall, right? Then we have a management and operations. In management and operations, we will discuss about the hardware's backup of the firewall, or you can manage the firewall, right? All those things we will discuss here. Or what is the management profile available with the Palo Alto firewall? Okay, what is service route? All those things we will discuss here. Then we have a SSL decryption profile, right? Here we will be talking about the SSL handshake. Okay, what is the SSL handshake? Why the SSL decryption is required in the firewall? Okay, how the Palo Alto firewall means how we can configure the SSL decryption profile in Palo Alto firewall. So that we will gonna discuss in this module. Then we have a dedicated user ID. Here we will be integrating our next generation firewall with the Active Directory server. Okay, what is Active Directory? Can anyone tell me? Are you guys aware about the Active Directory? Anyone? Anyone? Any idea? So guys, Active Directory is basically your centralized management of users and groups, right? So we will be integrating our firewall with the Active Directory servers, and we will be integrating all the user. We will be fetching all the users from the Active Directory to our firewall, and then we will see how we can configure the user-based policy with our Palo Alto firewall, right? So that is the concept behind this. We will see how we can apply the server monitoring. Okay, how we can monitor the server, Active Directory server, right? How we can fetch the users, how we can create the policies based on the users, right? Then we have a VPN concept. Here we will be talking about the basic working of the VPN, types of VPN, right? What are the different type of VPN, site-to-site VPN, global protect VPN, okay? IKE version 1, IKE version 2, okay, main mode, aggressive mode, everything we will discuss here. Then we will build the site-to-site tunnel between the Palo Alto firewall and the other VPN gateways, right? Like other Palo Alto firewall or other Fortinet firewall. We will see how we can build the tunnels, right? Then we will see what is Global Protect VPN, how it is how we can configure the Global Protect VPN, what is portal, what is gateway in Global Protect VPN, right? So then we have a management and reporting. Here we will be talking about all the reporting and the management part of the Palo Alto firewall, that how you can fetch the different type of reports with your ACC tab present in the Palo Alto firewall, or you can present it to your management, right? How you can fetch the top talkers, okay? How you can analyze the traffic with the passing through the Palo Alto firewall. So everything we will be discussing in this module. Then we have a dedicated module for HA, that is high availability. Okay, it is also very important to avoid any single point of failure in your network. We always prefer to deploy our devices in a high availability mode, right? So we will discuss how to deploy a firewall in high availability mode. Okay, what is active passive, what is active active, okay, how we can deploy this in active passive, active active, how it works. Okay, everything we will be discussing here. What is failover concept? Okay, so everything we will be discussing in high availability mode. So this is gonna our training modules. Okay, this is gonna the like course content that we are going to cover with this training module. And if I'll go to the next slide, then you can see it is topic wise it is mentioned that these modules will be covered. Okay. First is platforms and architecture. Here you guys can see we will study about the single pass architecture, packet flow logic with the Palo Alto firewall, right? Then initial configuration.
Palo Alto.
Yeah, Palo Alto. Okay. Then guys, please mute yourself. Okay. Then we have our initial configuration. In initial configuration, we will see what is initial access, how you can take the initial access of the firewall, right? How you can do the management configuration of the firewall, what is the licensing, how you can do the licensing, what is software updates, right? What is account administration, okay? How you can control the accounts based, profile based account, how you can create in the Palo Alto firewall, right? Then we have our interface configurations. Here we will discuss about the zones, how you can create the zones, what is layer 2 mode of deployment, what is layer 3 mode of deployment, what is virtual wire, okay, what is tap mode of deployment, in which scenario we will be deploying our firewall in these 4 type of modes. Okay. Then we will discuss what is sub interface, how you can create the sub interfaces, okay, how you can forward the multiple VLAN traffics through your Palo Alto firewall, okay, how you can configure the DSCP virtual router concepts, okay. Then we have a net policy and the security policy. Here I have already discussed. We will see how we can enable the communication between different zones available with our Palo Alto network design, right? Like LAN to WAN, LAN to DMZ. So we will see how we can create the policies, okay? How the net policies can be configured. Okay, what is source net, destination net, U-turn net, dwell net. So everything we will discuss in this module. Then we have application ID. In application ID, we will be discussing about how the application is identified by the Palo Alto firewall, right? What is application group? How you can create the application filters, right? How you can control the uh, traffic based on the application ID. Then we have a content ID. Here I have already discussed. We will be discussing about the antivirus, anti-spyware, vulnerability, right? All those type of filtering we will be performing here, right? What is URL filtering, how you can filter the URLs, right? What is DOS attack, or how you can prevent the DOS, how you can create the DOS policy with your Palo Alto firewall. What is data filtering? Okay, so these are the topics that we will discuss here. Then we have a file blocking and the wildfire. In file blocking, as I mentioned earlier, we will be controlling our traffic from downloading any kind of files like extension, having PDF, XML, downloading, uploading in both the direction we can control. So we will see how we can control this, right? Then wildfire, we will discuss about the wildfire, that is zero-day attack. So we will discuss how it works in Palo Alto networks. Then SSL decryption, here we will be discussing about the SSL handshake. Okay, first of all, how the SSL works, right? What is the certificate management? What is outbound decryption? What is inbound decryption, right? How you can perform the outbound decryption in Palo Alto? How you can perform the inbound decryption? What is the difference between them? Okay, so everything we will be covering in very detailed manner. Okay, then we have a user ID. In user ID, we will create the user-based policies. We will be integrating our firewall with the Active Directory server, right? And then we will monitor the servers, and then we will create the user-based policies. Okay. Then we have a VPN concept. Here we will be discussing about all the VPN topics, right? All the fundamentals associated with the VPN. Okay, what is VPN? Why VPN is required, right? What is phase 1? What is phase 2? Okay, in how many modes are there with the VPN creation, right? What is main mode, what is aggressive mode, everything we will discuss here. Then we will discuss the types of VPN, that is site to site VPN and the global protected VPN, right? In site to site VPN, we will see how we can build the tunnels between the one Palo Alto and the other Palo Alto device, one Palo Alto and the different vendors device, right? And then we have a global protect VPN, that is a remote access VPN in case of Palo Alto firewall. So we will see how to configure the global protect VPN. What is split tunneling? What is full tunneling in case of global protect? So we will talk about this. Okay, then we have a management and reporting. In this module, we will cover about the dashboard. Okay, ACC tab, dashboard. Okay, basic logging and reporting, panorama concept, right? How you can fetch the reports, how you can generate the reports. Okay, how you can like fetch the top talkers from the firewall ACC tab. Everything we will be discussing here. Then we have a HA, high availability. In high availability, we will discuss about the active passive deployment, right? And active deployment. Okay, how active passive works in Palo Alto, how active works in Palo Alto, right? What is a failover concept, how you can perform the manual failover. Okay, so everything we will be discussing in this high availability module. Okay, so guys, these are the course content that we are going to cover with this training module. Okay, so anyone have any query? So you can ask regarding this content.
This is Rajesh.
Yeah, hi Rajesh.
Hi, sir. In the class, will we cover Panorama's concept wise? We'll cover, or we'll have some console access, something where we can connect our one of the firewall and we'll do some basic things and all.
See, whatever the concept behind this, I can explain you regarding the panorama. Okay, but the lab will not be possible because it needs a license, right? So 95% you can do with the whatever we have. So 95% we can perform. That is not an issue, but 5% will be left. Okay. So that you can cover in your real environment. That is not an issue. Okay. So we will discuss about the templates. Okay. Or how you can add the firewalls in the panorama. All those things we will cover. But uh, anyhow, the 5% will be left. Okay. So 95% almost will be covered.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Okay. So by the way, Rajesh, what is your background? Like, do you have any prior experience in network and network security domain?
No, I'm from network domain, routing and switching
Okay.
only, but I don't have experience in this firewall things. So I'm looking
Okay.
jobs on upgrade side. That's what I thought of completing this course and getting some knowledge on firewall things.
Okay, no worries. If you have knowledge in routing switching, then it will be helpful for you. Okay, this is the most demanding technology or the firewall that is being asked in the market right now.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Yeah,
so
thanks.
anyone else wants to ask anything?
Yes, Rohit.
Yeah,
Rohit, can you scroll down or up also?
okay.
Yeah, a little bit, like slowly. Yeah, in blockchain security and scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
Antivirus application. Scroll down. Yeah, slowly, sir. SSL problem and little bit down, like scroll down, sir. Mapping ID. So okay, just one. In the user ID, like for example, you are. Can I talk in Hindi?
Yes, you can talk in Hindi.
Okay. क्या जो आपका यूजर आईडी एजेंट है, मैपिंग यूजर आईडी, आईपी एड्रेस है, ये सब आप दो चार सिस्टम के साथ करा के दिखाते हैं या फिर बस ऐसे ही बरबल पढ़ाते हैं? मतलब कैसे ऐड करना है, कहाँ ऐड करना है, या कि
नहीं
जैसे कि रेडियस सर्वर बनाना है या एलडेप सर्वर बनाना है, फिर उसको वहां पे ऐड करना है, एडी से सिंक्रोनाइज करना है, ये सब कराएंगे या बस ओनली पढ़ाएंगे?
नहीं पढ़ाएंगे भी आपको और लैब भी कराया जाएगा। ठीक है, फुल प्रैक्टिकल होगा इसका। ठीक है, कि एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी को आप पालो अल्टो में कैसे इंटीग्रेट करोगे और यूजर डेटाबेस को कैसे फेच करोगे, पूरा हम प्रैक्टिकल करके दिखाएंगे आपको।
अच्छा, आप प्रैक्टिकल करके दिखाएंगे, यूजर क्रिएट करेंगे,
रियल टाइम में कैसे वर्क करता है हम वो पूरा कवर करेंगे यहाँ पे।
अच्छा, एक्टिव डायरेक्टरी बनाएंगे आप और फिर उसका एलडेप सर्वर बनाएंगे, फिर उसके बाद इंटीग्रेट करेंगे, राइट? ऐसे करके दिखाएंगे ना। और
पूरा
स्क्रॉल डाउन
प्रैक्टिकल
करना,
अप्रोच रहेगा। ठीक है,
इस अच्छा ये नीचे एग्जैक्ट नीचे ग्लोबल प्रोटेक्ट है, नीचे जरा जाना सर। ग्लोबल प्रोटेक्ट में आप जो है इन द ग्लोबल प्रोटेक्ट में आप इसका पैकेट फ्लो बताएंगे, पूरे जितने भी फंक्शनैलिटी अंदर जिसके अंदर है, क्या क्या एवरी उसमें जो भी सिनेरियो होगा, मतलब जो भी पॉइंट होंगे उसको सबको एक्सप्लेन करेंगे या फिर बस पढ़ाएंगे?
नहीं, पूरा प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच रहेगा। हमारे पास लैब है। ठीक है, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला ना, हम 24/7 लैब सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करेंगे आपको। तो मैं भी बिल्ड करूंगा और आपको भी वो करना होगा, राइट?
नहीं, हम
तो
तो
हम
करेंगे,
उसको
पहले तो आप ही कराएंगे ना पूरा
हाँ,
प्रॉपर,
मैं उसको आपको करा के
समझाएंगे ना।
दिखाऊंगा। हाँ, मैं आपको उसको करा के दिखाऊंगा। तो पहला हमारा अप्रोच रहेगा कि मैं उसको थ्योरेटिकली जैसे आपको कोई भी चीज समझनी होती है तो पहले आप डायरेक्ट प्रैक्टिकल पे तो जाओगे नहीं, पहले आपको उसका बेसिक फंडामेंटल क्लियर करना पड़ेगा, राइट? व्हाट इज ग्लोबल प्रोटेक्ट और इसके अंदर एसोसिएटेड टर्म्स जो भी हैं वो क्या क्या है, पोर्टल क्या होता है, गेटवे क्या होता है, राइट? सो वो सारी
वही
चीजें
है
पहले
कि
हम
कैसे
वो सारी चीजें
मान के
पहले हम
चलो
डिस्कस करेंगे।
राइट,
हाँ,
बहुत सारे
पहले
गेटवे हैं, पहले गेटवे का क्या काम है, पोर्टल का काम है, पहले कौन प्रायोरिटी पे आता है, मान लो 50 जगह पोर्टल बना हुआ है, पहले कहाँ से क्या होगा, कैसे मतलब उसका सिनेरियो है।
हाँ, तो
दूसरा
हम पहले
आईपी
यहाँ
से
पे कॉन्सेप्ट डिस्कस करेंगे कि व्हाट इज ग्लोबल प्रोटेक्ट, ओके, हाउ you can configure the global protect, what are the terms associated with the global protect, okay, then we will see how to implement the global protect in real time lab, okay, then we will do the testing in lab,
ओके। एंड ये जो आईपी सेक टनल में है, जैसे मैं अभी आईपी सेक टनल का ही
हाँ
पढ़ रहा था, राइट? आईपी
राइट।
सेक टनल का ही पढ़ रहा था, एक कंफ्यूजन में जो हुआ, मुझे अभी ये पता था अभी तक कि जब हम पैकेट भेजते हैं, इनिशिएटर रेस्पॉन्डर को पैकेट भेजता है, तो उसमें जब रिवर्ट पैकेट आता है तो ओनली कुछ चेंज नहीं होता, ओनली एसपीआई वैल्यू उधर से ऐड होकर आती है।
राइट।
और अभी अभी मैं कोई किसी और बंदे की वीडियो देख रहा था, उसमें मुझे पता चला कि कुछ एसपीआई वैल्यू ऐड होकर नहीं आती, कुछ और ऐड होकर आता है। आप बताएंगे और क्या ऐड होकर आ सकता है?
पैकेट जब आपका एक साइड से दूसरे साइड जाता है ना, व्हेन एवर
हाँ,
योर पैकेट विल गो फ्रॉम वन साइड टू अनदर साइड, सो इट विल बी
करेक्ट।
एनक्रिप्टेड बाय योर वीपीएन गेटवे, राइट? सो
नहीं,
वट एवर
फर्स्ट
द
पैकेट की बात कर
एनक्रिप्शंस,
रहा हूँ मैं, ओनली आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड पैकेट।
सो इन फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड पैकेट में आपका क्या क्या जाता है? सारे हैगल पैरामीटर्स जाते हैं, राइट? हैगल पैरामीटर्स कौन से होते हैं? हैशिंग एल्गोरिथम, डेफिएलमेंट ग्रुप, लाइफ टाइम, okay? Encryption, what you are gonna use to encrypt the packet. So we will discuss in very detailed manner, okay? How the IPsec
अच्छा,
works.
रिटर्न क्या आता है? मैं वही पूछ रहा हूँ ना, सेम ही
रिटर्न में भी
पैकेट उधर
सेम ही आता है आपका, सेकंड नंबर पैकेट पे भी वहां से जो रिस्पॉन्डर
सेम ही
होता है वो
आएगा,
सेम पैकेट पे, हाँ सेम
मतलब
ही
कुछ चेंज
रिस्पॉन्स
नहीं
करता
होगा?
है। नहीं, वो हम डिटेल मैनर में जब हम डेडिकेटेड इसका सेशन लेंगे तब आपको बताएंगे। होता क्या है, जब आप इधर से जो पैकेट जाता है उसमें इनिशिएटर एसपीआई जाता है, ठीक है, लेकिन जो रिस्पॉन्डर
इनिशिएटर?
एसपीआई होता है वो 0 0 जाता है, बिकॉज योर साइट वन इज योर initiator, right? But whenever you will receive the responder packet, then you will see the initiator SPI as well as your responder SPI,
अब
right?
यही तो प्रॉब्लम हो रही है सर। अभी मैं किसी एक बंदे का देख रहा था, वो
नहीं तो
प्रैक्टिकल
किसी बंदे
दिखा
का
भी
मत
रहा है।
देखिए आप, यहाँ किसी बंदे की बात
अब
नहीं हो रही है।
किसका
वी आर
किसका
गोइंग
बात
टू,
माने, यही तो प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, किसकी
हाँ
बात
तो
माने किसकी नहीं माने।
इसीलिए तो आपको एक डेडिकेटेड ट्रेनर की रिक्वायरमेंट है कि जो
मतलब
आपको
आप
सारी चीजें
उसमें
कंक्लूड
नहीं,
करके
वो भी
बता दे।
सही पढ़ा रहा है, वो भी प्रूफ में पढ़ा रहा है, उसने पहले पैकेट कैप्चर किया है, कैप्चर करके वो पूरा फंक्शनैलिटी दिखा रहा है कि किसमें क्या गया है। मैं वही तो बोल रहा हूँ कि मुझे नई चीज मिली है देखने को। तो
ठीक है,
आप
आपको
जो
जो भी है
बीपीएन
कंफ्यूजन,
पढ़ाएंगे,
हाँ
एक
तो
सेकेंड
हम
रोहित,
वीपीएन,
रोहित एक
हाँ
सेकेंड,
बताइए
आप
बताइए।
जो बीपीएन पढ़ाएंगे, बीपीएन में आप ऐसा करते हो ना, जैसे पैकेट फर्स्ट मतलब इनिशिएटर पैकेट भेजेगा रेस्पॉन्डर, राइट? तो आप उसका पूरा पैकेट कैप्चर करके शो करते हैं ना, उसमें क्या क्या चीजें गई हैं, क्या क्या चीजें
यस
फिर
यस,
रिटर्न क्या गई, राइट? ये करवाओगे ना?
हाँ पूरा डिटेल में मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि पैकेट आईपीसेक का फंडामेंटल क्या है और ये
कौन
कम्युनिकेशन
पढ़ाएगा
कैसे
ये
होता है।
वैसे? पढ़ाएगा कौन?
Hello, 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 hello.
हेलो, हाँ कौन पढ़ाएगा
Please,
सर ये? आप पढ़ाएंगे या कोई और पढ़ाएगा?
यस,
hello.
आई विल बी द ट्रेनर। या हाय,
यू विल बी द
What is
ट्रेनर, राइट?
what?
या हाय
हेलो
बुकाय,
रोहित सर।
या योगराज, एक्चुअली वी हैव सम ऑडियंस इन इंग्लिश, सो वी कैन
नहीं
टॉक इन
नहीं,
इंग्लिश,
मैं ये
राइट?
पूछ रहा हूँ, आप ही पढ़ाएंगे या कोई और
या आई विल
पढ़ाएगा
बी द
बस?
ट्रेनर, यस यस, आई विल बी
What
द
is
ट्रेनर
happening?
फॉर यू।
Are we speaking English or we are speaking Hindi?
ओके।
नो
Exactly,
प्रॉब्लम
that's what
बुकाय, वी
I
आर
was
टॉकिंग, वी विल बी
exactly that's
टॉकिंग।
what I was about to tell, that there are some people who knows only English, and if there is any
Yes.
doubt, if somebody is asking, that is actually should have asked, so other people can also understand that same, right?
Yes,
या
yes, it's very, very important because we
Yeah,
thought it is
exactly.
English lesson and somebody is speaking Hindi and then we don't even know what is happening and then
Hmm.
the moderator is also engaging in Hindi. That is unacceptable, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, no problem, no problem bukaय. So this is totally a English batch, okay? So Yograj, whatever your query, please try to ask in English, okay? Because we have an audience available in the English, right? So whatever you want to ask, please ask in English, no problem, so that we everyone can like understand the concept or whatever you are asking or whatever I'm trying to explain, right? So guys,
ओके
come
सर।
on. Yeah. What is your query? So you want to talk about the VPN, right? So you were talking about the VPN. So I was telling you, we will be covering VPN in very detailed manner. So first of all, we will see how the communication happens between the VPN gateways. What are the packet exchange? What are the modes available? What is phase one? What is phase two? Okay. How many negotiations will be happens with your phase one and phase two parameters, right? Phase one and phase two tunnels. So everything we will see, and then we will hit the lab and we will see how to build the tunnels between your VPN gateways. Okay, that is your Palo Alto to Palo Alto, Palo Alto to multi-vendor. So everything we will discuss in lab only. Okay, so we will touch all the real-time scenarios. Understood? Am I clear?
या आई अंडरस्टूड सर।
Okay. So guys, this is gonna be our course content. Anyone
Hello.
else wants to ask anything?
Hello.
Hello, Rohit sir.
Hello.
I would like to know,
not from the course perspective. I'm just asking that I'm also from the networking background, and I would like to start my career into the firewall. So, like, as I have already checked into the Google and everything. So from
Mhm.
there, like, it has been found that the Fortinet, if we start with Fortinet, because this is a less, I mean, Palo Alto is advanced kind of firewall. So, like, please answer my question, like, from where we need to start the firewall section and all.
See, if you are coming from the network background, so you can start with any of the firewall available in the market. Right now, we have two most popular firewalls that are running in the network. That is your Palo Alto in first, and the second is your Fortinet. So these two firewalls comes first and second. Okay, all the time. If you will see the Gartner report, so not an issue. You can start with any of the firewall. Okay, and you can practice and you can learn. Okay.
Hello, sir. I have a doubt.
Yeah, Rahul.
Are we going to cover any configuration in this session? Because the thumbnail was like, Palo Alto live session. So till now you
Yeah, so
have
this course,
just
so today's discussion is all about the course content, okay, and this is first lecture. So here we will be discussing about the firewall basic architecture, okay, how it works. So going forward, we will be covering everything practical, okay. So
when.
as of now, we are discussing about the course content and the training, how this
So
training will be happen, okay,
so when will be our next session?
tomorrow.
Okay, same time.
Yeah, same time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so guys, now let's start the discussion about the firewall. So what is firewall? Yeah.
So
This is
like,
a recorded session, right?
Uh,
yeah,
let
right.
me see.
Can you tell me, like, some people are not understanding Hindi, and some people not understanding Hindi, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, hi Yogra. Sorry to interrupt you. Yogra, see, this is the English session and we will conduct the Hindi session again. Okay, जो लोग जिन लोगों को भी हिंदी सेशन चाहिए डेफिनेटली हम उसे दोबारा से कनेक्ट कर लेंगे. दिस इज द इंग्लिश सेशन. आई होप एवरीवन.
Yes, actually, because now I have already told you, right, some problem in English my end
Yeah,
also.
no problem, no problem. That's why I told you this is the English session, and definitely we will conduct Hindi session soon, and we will let you know. Okay? हम
Okay,
आप
Manish,
लोगों
I
को
will call
बता
you on
देंगे.
that your phone number. Okay, no issue.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah,
Okay.
please carry on, Rohit sir, please.
Okay, guys, so let's discuss about the firewall. So anyone knows about the firewall? What is firewall?
Firewall is basically a network security tool
Mm-hmm.
which actually monitors the incoming and outgoing traffic in the network. It acts like a barrier between your trusted internal network and untrusted external network.
Exactly. What you have said is absolutely right. So, guys, firewall is a first line of defense available in your network security. Okay. So we have a trusted network and untrusted network available, right? Untrusted network, lots of hackers are available, right? So to protect our internal resources or our internal network from those attackers or any kind of attack, we put first line of defense, that is our firewall. Okay, so we control all of the things, like we do all the UTM features applied, antivirus, anti-spyware, all type of scanning are being performed by your firewall, right? So that is your first level of defense available in network security, right? So if I go to the next slide, then you can see here we have an untrusted network and then we have a trusted network, right? So it is creating one kind of barrier between your trusted and the untrusted network, right? So here in my trusted network, I'm having some of the public servers available, right? Those are example.com, test.com, okay? And here in untrusted network, lots of users are available. So since these are users available in a public network, so there may be a chance any like attackers are also available, okay, in external network, or in, you can say, in untrusted network. So to protect our internal resources or our trusted network from the untrusted network, so we put a firewall in between, right, to control the traffic or to scan the traffic. Okay, if any user is hitting any of the server, or he's trying to download or fetch the upload the files to our server, so he should not be able to do any malicious activities, right? So that is being handled by our firewall placed in between the trusted and the untrusted network, right? Guys, is it clear? Now, guys, we have a two type of firewalls available in our like we have a many type of firewall. So we have a stateless firewall first of all, and then we have a stateful firewall available, right? So now the concept is how the stateless firewall works and what is stateful firewall. So anyone have any idea what is a stateless firewall and what is a stateful firewall?
I know.
Yeah, tell me.
So I can give you an example. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the bookish definition. The stateless and stateful firewall is basically, for example, that there is a user who wants to access a Gmail server. So he
Right.
will send the request. The send request will go uh, to the stateless firewall. So whenever the request will go to the Gmail server, and after the Gmail server will respond to the user. So that time, if the request if the firewall is again asking for the permission
Mm-hmm.
for that particular request, then that is stateless firewall, because that request went through from the same computer. But if it is a stateful firewall, then that firewall will remember the IP address and the port number, that this request went through me only, and I have to allow again because it is a response of that same request.
Okay.
Is it little
Okay.
confusing?
Yes.
I
Yes.
tell you, sir. Like
Okay.
the state, can I tell you, sir?
Yes. Yes. You are
Okay.
audible. Go ahead.
Like this is the stateful and stateless. Stateless
Yes.
firewall, like stateful firewall,
Mm-hmm.
manage the packet like entry. Like whenever the packet is come on that firewall and go to the destination, and the stateful firewall manage the packet, like packet history. Okay, but stateless firewall is not maintain the packet history.
Okay.
Uh,
So
sir, can
guys,
I?
let me,
Yes.
okay. So guys, let me elaborate you what is a stateful and a stateless. Okay. So first of all, stateless firewall.
Rohit sir, this is Vishal. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi
Hi,
guys.
Vishal sir.
Yeah, so just one request, right? Everyone, you guys just park your all questions. I know like you guys are very aggressive and want to understand everything. But it's my request. We have the lot of audience here, right? And we can take question later on and let Rohit sir explain everything in first, right? And you just put in all query in the chat. Later on, Rohit sir will take one by one, and I'll be also there. I'll definitely help you out all your queries. But let's first explain. Might be you're going to get automatic all the answers. Yeah, we know that this is a day one, and you guys are very aggressive to learn everything. But yes, a very long duration session is going to be happen in terms of the trainings, and probably you're going to get every answers one by one. So Rohit sir, please continue your discussion. Explain the stateful versus the stateless. Probably answer is going to be clarified. All right.
Sure, sure. So
Thank you.
guys, first of all, let's talk about the stateless firewall. Okay. So how you will differentiate between the stateless and stateful firewall? As so there is a state table. Okay. So first of all, the stateful firewall maintains a state table. Okay. Means whenever the traffic is being initiated from any of the users or any of the host for any of the destination. So in case of your stateful firewall, it maintains a state table. Okay. What does this state table contains? That is your source IP address. Okay. Destination IP address, right? And source port, destination port, and then application, what is being used, right? So in stateful firewall, state table is being maintained by the firewall, and it maintain all these information in this state table, right? But in case of your stateless firewall, it doesn't maintain this type of any session table. Okay. So now what is the use of this state table? So whenever any traffic will come from the same source and it is hitting the same destination, okay, so it will maintain that entry in the session table, right? What is the source IP? What is the destination? Guys, please mute yourself. Kishore and Abbas, please mute yourself. So, guys, we were talking about the stateful firewall, right? So, whenever there is a case of a stateful firewall, in case of a stateful firewall, so it is gonna maintain one state table where it will create a entry for every connection. Okay, whenever the connection is being initiated by the source and for any destination, So it will maintain a state table, and in its state table, it will maintain these information. It will put this information. What are those information? Source IP address, destination IP address, right? Source port, destination port, okay, and the application. Okay, so whenever any traffic will come and it will go to the destination, so it will be forwarded according to the rules that we will be creating on the firewall, right? And then the reply will, guys, please mute yourself. Okay, someone is talking.
I guess there must be option at admin side to mute everyone. Can admin can do it?
Mute all, okay.
Yes, sir. Admin should have option.
Okay, guys, so we were talking about the stateful firewall, right? So as I told you, so state table is being maintained in case of stateful firewall, right? In state table, it is going to maintain the source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port, and the application ID, right? So whenever any traffic will be initiated in case of your stateful firewall, so it will maintain a session table, and the whenever the reply packet will come, so it will check the session table, and if the entries are exactly same, so it will send the reply packet to the user. Okay, means if your 1.1.1 is a source and he is hitting the 2.2.2, right? So it will maintain the session table as a source IP is 1.1.1.1 and destination IP is 2.2.2.2. So whenever the reply packet will come, you need only one policy. Okay, with that one policy and with the help of the session table, the reply from this server 2.2.2 to the user 1.1.1 will be forwarded, okay, based on the session table. But in case of your stateless firewall, what will happen? Since this stateless firewall doesn't maintain any kind of session table, so it will not be aware about the communication, means it will not maintain the record the communication. So whenever the traffic will be initiated from this source to this destination, so that communication will be forwarded based on the policy you will be creating here. But whenever the reply will come from your server to the user, so this will not gonna happen with that single policy, okay, because this firewall is not maintaining any kind of sessions here, right? So here in this type of scenario or in stateless firewall, you will have to give a one more firewall policy for out to in direction also, right? Where your source will be 2.2.2.2 and your destination will be 1.1.1.1, right? So I hope this is clear to everyone. What is the difference between stateful and stateless firewall?
Good to go.
Okay. So in stateful, it is going to maintain the state table. Okay. Whenever the traffic is being initiated and it is will be forwarded to your server based on the security policy you will create on the firewall, and the return packet will come based on that firewall policy only, because it is having the session table. Okay. So it will allow the reverse direction communication based on the session table. But in case of your stateless firewall, the reverse direction communication will not happen because it is not maintaining any kind of session table, right? So for reverse traffic, you will also have to give one security policy. Okay. So guys, this is the difference between stateful and stateless firewall, right? So if you will see here, this diagram is showing the communication that is happening in the stateless firewall. See, we need a here this source is generating a traffic for this server 1.3.3.7, right? So here it is clearly mentioned you need a two policies, right? That is one for inbound direction and one is for outbound direction. What will be the inbound direction? Where your source IP will be the host IP. Okay, that is your 119.18.36.73. Okay, 11337 is your source port and destination port is 443, right? So destination IP is 1337, right? 1.3.3.7. So here we need one policy for incoming traffic and one policy for outbound traffic, right? That server will reply to the client. Okay. But if I will show you the stateful firewall communication, here you guys can see here we only need one policy. Okay, because here our firewall will gonna maintain a session table, and in session table it will maintain all the informations. Okay, what is source IP, what is destination IP, what is source port, destination port, and the application. Okay, so the reverse traffic will be allowed based on the single policy only. Okay, is it clear, guys?
Yes, good to go.
Okay. Okay. So let's discuss about the Palo Alto networks today. Okay. So guys, first of all, Palo Alto is a city available in California, San Francisco. Okay. Next generation firewall is named by this city of USA. Okay. PA is a USA multinational cybersecurity company headquartered in California. Palo Alto Networks was founded in 2005. Okay, by Israel American Nir Zuk. Okay, Nir Zuk was a former engineer from the checkpoint. Okay, so this is a little bit history about the Palo Alto networks. Okay, now let's start the today's discussion. That is our first module, uh, single pass and parallel processing. Okay, hardware and the architecture module of the Palo Alto firewall. Okay, so guys, Palo Alto firewall works on a single pass parallel processing architecture. Okay, this is so in this session we will try to understand what is single pass parallel processing architecture or how it works. Okay, means once the packet is being received by the firewall, how it is being handled by the firewall. Okay, or what are the key components available with the Palo Alto firewall that makes it different from the other next generation firewalls. Okay, so its processing method is known as single pass parallel processing, that is SP3. Okay, so the Palo Alto network firewall architecture based on SP3, that is single pass parallel processing. So first of all, we will try to understand what is single pass software, and then we will see what is parallel processing hardware. So in this diagram, as you can see, so it is showing the complete firewall module, right? Here it is showing the single pass software as well as parallel processing hardware. So if you will see here, once any packet will be received by the firewall, so all the um, inspection, or you can see all the processing will be done by the firewall in a one go. That is known as your single pass software. Those are your policy lookup, route lookup, application identification, user ID, content ID, right? What does user ID means? User application, what is being used, right? Based on the signatures. Okay, user identification is also done, and the user ID means which user is coming or which user is going out, right? Based on the user ID. And the content ID is your all the antivirus, anti-spyware, okay, vulnerability, URL filtering, all those things, networking, all these things will be checked in a single pass, okay. The later on we will see how it works in the other firewall, then you will get to know what is the exact difference between your Palo Alto network and the other firewalls. Okay, so let's make go down. So if you will see, this is showing the complete architecture of your Palo Alto networks. Okay, let me take a snap here. So if you will see, if I will consider this as my firewall, okay, guys, if I will consider this as my firewall, okay, so this is my incoming packet and this is my outgoing packet. So here it is performing all the checks, all the like policy lookup, content ID. Okay, in content ID, what it will check? Data filtering, URL filtering, real-time threat prevention. Okay, and application ID. That is your application decoding, applications decryption, application signature matching, heuristics. Okay, all those things, and user ID, layer 2, layer 3 information gathering, everything will be performed in a parallel manner. Okay, whenever traffic will be received and whenever traffic will be out from the firewall. So these all the things will be checked in a parallel manner. So that is why it is known as parallel processing architecture. Okay, single pass parallel processing. But if you will look into the other firewall models, so here you guys can see it is not performing all the task in one go. Okay, so this is the architecture of other firewalls. Okay, in other firewalls, if you will consider this as a firewall, okay, if I will put here, if you will consider this as a firewall, so you can see once the traffic is entered in the firewall, and this is the packet is outgoing from the firewall, means exiting from the firewall. So these are the stages. So in these stages, packet is being handled. In first stage, what is being done? Layer 2, layer 3 information, all these things will be checked, right? Port protocols all will be checked, and the policy lookup is being performed. And then in next state, it will be pushed to the next stage, and in next stage it will do all these checks, and then it will perform the URL filtering, and then in next stage it will do the IPS policy check, and then AV policy check. So this is the typical architecture of all the firewalls, okay, available in the markets. So these all the things are performed one by one manner. So if this stage is taking 1 second to handle the packet or to inspect the packet, and this stage is taking 1 second, and this stage is taking 1 second, and this stage is also taking 1 second, the total 4 second will be used or consumed by the firewall to handle any packet or do the proper inspection in case of your traditional or the other firewalls. But if you will see the Palo Alto firewall, everything will be done in your one go or parallelly with your packet. Means if the 4 seconds are being taken with your other firewalls, then hardly 1 to 1.5 or 2 seconds will be taken by your Palo Alto firewall to handle the traffic or to inspect or to apply all the UTM features or to do all the processing. So
Hello.
this makes,
So
yeah.
just one down. So is this the reason that Palo Alto Firewall is very trending? I mean, it is doing
Yes,
everything
yes, this
parallelly.
is only the reason why the Palo Alto firewall is totally different from other firewalls, or why it is standing out of the other firewall, okay? Because the packet handling procedure it is having, okay? It is having SP3 architecture. It is based on SP3 architecture, that is your single pass software and parallel processing hardware, okay? So this is exactly what we are trying to understand here, how it is different from other firewalls, okay? Hope it is understood to everyone. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
So if you will
Yes.
read this document, then you will get to know Palo Alto Firewall next generation firewall is empowered with a single pass software, okay, which processes the packet to perform functions like networking, user identification, policy lookup, routing lookup, okay, application ID, decoding, okay, signature matching for identifying the threats and contents, which all are performed once per packet as shown in the diagram, right? So once it will be checked, okay? But if you will see the other firewalls, it is being performed in a stages that takes a time to process the packet, okay? So that is why, because the firewall is processing the traffic in a single go or single manner, single processing manner. So that is why it provides a low latency and high throughput, okay? So that is making a difference, okay? That is why the Palo Alto network is standing out from the box, okay, because of its handling capacity, okay? Now let's talk about the parallel processing hardware, okay? What does parallel processing hardware means? So guys, first of all, our Palo Alto firewall hardware is divided in two planes, okay? First is your data plane, and another one is your control plane, okay? So Palo Alto networks is divided in two planes. If you will see here, so we have a control plane and dedicated data plane here, right? So control plane, all the management traffic will be carried by your control plane, okay? So it is having a dedicated CPU, RAM, and SSD, okay? So what this plane is perform, like what is the task of this plane? This plane is responsible for handling the configuration, logging, and reporting, okay? So it is having a dedicated CPU, RAMs, and SSD. And if you will see the data plane, in data plane, it is having a three modules. Those are your signature matching, first of all. Second is your security processing, and last one is your network processing, okay? So if we will see the data plane, so all the processing like platforms is having their own CPUs and RAMs, okay, dedicated CPUs and RAMs. So this is the parallel processing hardware, single pass parallel processing hardware. So if you will see here, control plane manages all the management planes traffic, right? So logging and reporting, all these things will be taken care by your control plane, right? And in data plane, it is divided into the three processor. It is having three processor. First is your signature matching processor. Here it will check all your malicious activities, okay? Application, like your vulnerabilities, okay? Virus detection, all those things will be performed in your security, like signature matching processor, right? And it is having a dedicated RAM and CPU, right? And if you will see the security processor, so it is dedicated for to handle the SSL decryption, SSL IPsec decryption, and the similar task, okay? Encryption, decryption of the VPN traffic, all those things. Okay, then we have a network processing layer or network processor, right? In network processor, it will do the routing lookup, netting lookup, it will apply the QoS, it will do the MAC lookup, right? It will check the network layer communication. So this is how our data plane, or you can say parallel processing hardware works. Okay, so if I take the snap, so I will try to elaborate you in more detailed manner. Okay. So guys, suppose this is our firewall, right? So our firewall is having a different, means our firewall hardware is divided or having a dedicated control plane and data plane, right? Control plane is responsible for managing all your management level task. Okay. Like your syslog, if you will configure in your syslog app, if you will do any kind of LDAP integration, radius integration, TechX integration. So all those traffic will be forwarded from this control plane or to the device or from the device traffic. Okay, whatever you will be integrating from your firewall, that will come in under your control plane. Okay, the data plane will be your actual traffic from your user to the destination, right? So for these two type of traffic, we have a dedicated planes available with our firewall. Suppose in case of anything happens with your data plane, so your control plane will not be impacted. Okay, this is the advantage of having a different type of planes in case of our Palo Alto firewall, right? If your data plane is having some issue or it is not working properly, so at least your like control plane will be safe. You will be able to take the access of the firewall, or you can check what is going on with the firewall, what is mishappening with the firewall. Or if anything goes wrong with your control plane, your data plane will not be impacted, right? So you can check parallelly with your control plane why your control plane is not working, what is the issue. So you can check your control plane separately. In that meantime, your data plane will not be impacted, means the actual traffic or your production environment will not be impacted, right? So this is the architecture of your Palo Alto networks. Okay, guys. So our Palo Alto networks works in SP3 model. That is your single pass software and parallel processing hardware, right? Is it clear to everyone, or anyone have any query? Any query, guys?
Hello.
Yes.
This will be applicable for a standalone device, or will it be applicable only for panorama concept? This
Sorry,
concept.
actually your voice is not clear. Can you repeat
No, no.
again?
I'm asking this only will be applicable for standalone device like a HA, like a we have like a dedicated two devices. We have HA. Okay. So this management connectivity we're talking about control connection. It will happen through panorama, right? So how I'm not getting that one.
No, here
Data
we are
plan.
discussing about the Palo Alto box. Okay, once you have a Palo Alto box available in your network, so
Sure.
how your data plane and control plane is divided, right? In case of your Palo Alto network. Okay, here once we will log into the firewall, then I will be able to show you. We have a dedicated CPU for handling management plane traffic, and we have a dedicated CPU and RAM available for handling the actual traffic. Okay,
Okay.
that is
Okay.
making a difference from other firewall, right? So that we are discussing here. So how it is like whenever any traffic is being received by the firewall, how it is being handled by the firewall. Okay, so what is like how it is different from the other firewall, because it is handling the firewall, it is based on SP3 architecture. So we were discussing about the parallel processing hardware. Clear?
Yeah, yeah.
Hello,
Okay,
sir.
guys.
Akash this side.
Yeah, Akash, go ahead.
Sir, actually, as you are saying that it has an architecture that on every single port they have a different RAM, or that I was not getting.
No,
Like,
not on single port. Here we have
uh,
a different. See, whenever we talk about the hardware, okay, whenever we will talk about the Palo Alto box hardware, so its hardware box is divided in two parts. That is your control plane and your management plane. Okay, means two parts. We have a dedicated parts available for handling the management traffic and the actual user traffic. Okay, so for control plane we have a dedicated CPU and RAM, and for handling the actual user traffic we have a dedicated users and RAM, CPU and RAM
got it,
available. Okay,
got
so
it.
once you have any issue with your control plane, so your data plane will not be impacted because it is having a different CPU and RAM, right? So if you're if you lost the connectivity, if you lost the control access of your firewall, so you can check in the meantime what is happening, but your production will not be hampered, right? Your production will go on because data plane is separate. It will do the all the task, right? It will check the policy, it will apply all the application signatures. Okay, all those things will be done in this data plane. Okay, guys.
Got
Akash,
it, sir.
Hi,
Thank you.
Vinod this side. So I
yeah,
have
hi
a
Vinod.
question. Actually, I don't have network background. So is this
Okay.
uh, how tough is this for me? So
So what is your background? If you see basic CCNA level knowledge or routing
yeah,
switching is needed.
I go through over the YouTube. So CCNA. So
Okay, okay. If you have a good, if you have a CCNA understanding, then you are good to go with this Palo
so
Alto batch.
so what system configuration? If you provide the lab access, then how system configuration? How much I need?
See, if you will get the if you will get the lab, na, so you do not need to worry about the system configuration. Okay, so you can log into the lab and you can build your lab. See, let me show you. See, this type of public URL you will get, and you will get the dedicated your user ID and the credential. You just need to you put the user ID and credential, and you will log into our racks. Okay, and you can get the access, and you can build your labs without worrying about the hardware and resources. Okay, see, this
Okay.
is one type of lab available. Okay, so this type of URL you will get, and you will get your user ID and the credentials. With this user ID and credential you can log into the lab and you can build the lab. Okay,
Okay.
so you will
So
not.
training happen in weekend basis or
Yeah, it will be
weekdays?
a weekend batch.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so guys, anyone have any query? Bokai, did you understand what we discussed today? What is a stateless stateful firewall?
So, that steps will be available, right? This lab section steps will be available, right? What are things
Sorry, what will be
follow?
available?
Steps configuration steps will be available, right?
Configuration steps I will show you in the lab real time. Okay, that you can go through the video, you can make the notes. Okay, I'll also provide you the lab guides. Okay, so
Yeah.
everything will be provided, no need to worry about that. So we will you can build the lab with me. I will build everything from the scratch. Okay,
Okay.
so you can follow me, you can note it down on your notebook, or you can repeat the video, or I will be also providing you the lab guides. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, guys. So anyone have any query? So you can ask regarding this session. So far we discussed about the stateless stateful firewall. Okay, so initially we are going slow, and from the next upcoming sessions, this session will be around 2 to 2.5 hours. Okay, so it will gonna take around 2+ months of training, 30+ hours of training will be provided. Okay, so we will touch everything, like not touch, we will configure everything, and we will do every lab testing in our environment. Okay, or we will configure all the real-time scenarios. Okay, we will see everything practically.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rohit sir.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks once again for being with us, and truly appreciate. And I hope this session gave you a clear understanding of the all topics which we will covering in our Palo Alto Firewall session, training session. So if anyone having any query, any concern, any doubt, feel free to ask us. Okay, that's great.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Rohit sir, is there? Rohit sir is there?
Yes, yes.
Okay, Manish sir. Sir, actually in 40K, for actually I know about the Fortinet. So as
Mhm.
in Fortinet, it is VDOM, ADOM, and MPLS SD-WAN. So is any concept in Palo Alto? Can you help me with that? If you,
Yes, see, in case of Palo Alto, we have a virtual system available, right? So that is VDOMs available in your FortiGate. VDOM means you are
yeah.
virtually dividing your hardware box in two separate, means you're logically
Hmm.
dividing, right? So here it
Yes,
is known as virtual systems, okay? That we will discuss.
virtual system.
No worries.
Okay, and what is about the MPLS? It is coming the virtual systems only.
Yes, yes, yes. You can create a multiple virtual systems, and you can dedicate it to the internet, or you can dedicate it to the internet or MPLS, okay,
Okay,
according to your requirement.
got it. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
And for all other, the concept will be the same for the Fortinet and Palo Alto, or like the concept will be different.
No, see, in process handling, you can see a difference. Uh, Palo Alto is like a different box. Okay, the behavior of working with the Palo Alto is different. Okay, so if you will see the GUI access, or you will see the like policy creation, destination net. So everything is different because it is a zone-based firewall. Okay, here you will be creating all these things based on the zones. Okay, so means baseline will be the same, but concept will be the little tricky. Okay, little different.
Okay, sir. So as per the Fortinet, which one is easier? GUI as per the GUI. So Palo Alto is great, or Fortinet is great, sir?
See, both of these two firewalls are trending in the market. Okay, if you will see the
Hmm.
Gartner report, now sometimes Palo Alto comes in the first, sometimes you will see Fortinet in the first. Okay, so it's always good to have two firewall knowledge. Okay, if you want to boost your knowledge, or if you want to get a good hike in your salaries, so it will be always a uh, good approach to have a two firewall knowledge at least. Okay,
Okay, got it, got it. Okay.
Yeah,
because
guys.
these two firewalls are most popular available in the market, right? Yeah, Manish,
Mm-hmm.
you can go ahead. So, guys, anyone else wants to ask anything, or we are good to close this session? Okay,
Tomorrow,
so yeah,
tomorrow
Rajesh.
will be same time or 10 o'clock? Or?
So yeah, it will be a weekend batch. It will start from 10.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
initially we are going slow, but once we will be in a full pace, so it
Mm-hmm.
will be around 2 to 2.5 hours of session in every
Okay.
weekend. Okay,
Okay.
so it will be
So
10 to 12:30.
lab access. When we will get the lab access?
Yes, you will be getting the lab access. You can like coordinate with your training coordinator. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
from the GuiNet. So you can contact her or him. So you will get the lab access from there.
Yeah, hi all. Let me quickly remind you that there will be a included in the training program live classes and 2 month lab 24 into 7 access with study material, recorded classes, as well as the 1-year repeat subscription. So please contact your counselor or training partner, okay, and book your seat as soon as possible. So if you have any query, any doubt, feel free to contact us, contact your counselor, as well as we have already provided the number in the chat box. So guys, thank you again. Thank you, Rohit sir.
Yeah, thank you, Manish sir. Thank you guys for joining the session. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Thank you.